because we've been up since about 4 o'clock this morning to watch Joe Calzaghe. He's been successfully defending his world light heavyweight title in New York. Calzaghe beat the American Roy Jones Jr. at the Madison Square Garden, outpointing him in 12 rounds. He's now unbeaten in an amazing 46 bouts. Well, let's cross live now to New York and speak to our sports correspondent, James Monroe. James, good morning or good evening to you. What a fight.
It was a great fight, wasn't it, Chris? But it could have had a very different outcome. Just the same as when he fought Bernard Hopkins in April earlier this year. He was knocked down in the very first round. A left jab and a right hook from Roy Jones put him to the canvas. And at that stage, he looked pretty wobbly. But after that, it was all Calzaghe. The judges made it. He won every single other round. And in round 7, when he fired a combination at Roy Jones, he cut him above the left eye. Jones had a swollen shut eye for the rest of the fight and was lucky, really, to survive the whole fight. So it was an emphatic victory for Calzaghe, and he rates it as one of his best 2 or 3 of his career.
Now, James, he wanted to be a legend. He wanted to fight in a legendary ring in a legendary location against one of the greatest ever. He has now got to be one of the greatest ever fighters.
Yeah, I mean, if you talk to his fans who followed him for 15 years as an unbeaten professional, and they'll say his legacy was assured several years ago. And there is no doubt he is what they call in America a nailed-on Hall of Famer is the description they use. He is certainly will be one of Britain's greatest. The question, though, is that his last fight? He was giving us the assurances that he thought it would be. But tonight, he's saying, look, I've got to go home, take a break, talk to the family. He says it may well have been his last fight. I spoke to his dad just now, who said, yes, that is his last fight. I hope it is. But his girlfriend, Joanna, says, no, I think perhaps he'll fight once more. So we'll have to find that out in the days to come. At the moment, though, he's just going to savour a very, very impressive victory against one of the greatest fighters of his generation. And,
James, I suppose if there is that one more fight, Cardiff would be quite a good place to hold it.
I think there is no doubt. If he was to have one more fight, he would bring it back to Cardiff. He's thanked all his fans. Thousands of them travelled from Wales and across Britain. Don't forget, he is hugely popular across Britain. But they all travelled, first of all, to Las Vegas earlier this year for the Hopkins fight, now to New York, in what are very difficult financial times for these supporters. And so if he is going to say farewell, one more fight, he definitely would like to do it in Cardiff at the Millennium Stadium. He thinks he could sell a 50,000-seater stadium. The question is, who on earth can he fight? He says he doesn't like fighting people more than once, and he's running out of victims, it seems.
James Monroe, thank you very much indeed.
You can imagine, can't you, if you're unbeaten and you've got such a long unbeaten record, you'd always be thinking, wouldn't you, just one more, just one more.
Although to finish unbeaten would be, you know, you're joining legendary status like the great Marciano. If you have loads of easy fights, then maybe you can carry on fighting, but not tough ones. No. Big question, though. Congratulations to him, and it'd be great, actually, if he did have one more fight. Can you imagine the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff? That would be a spectacular bowing out.
It
would indeed.